Hello guys, welcome to another gist. But today's gist is very much heart touching. Wow, what a painful death. This little boy picture you are seeing is a 16 years old little boy who lived in the village with his grandmother. His mother lived in the city. This boy lived in the village with his grandmother. He had two friends that they always used to move together. This day he was home helping his grandmother to do some house chores. His two friends went to a lily shop and they took something from there. And that was how people start to call thief. As we all know in a community, once you say thief, people will come around. So they begin to beat his two friends. While beating his two friends, that was how someone in the group recognized this little boy that he used to move with those two guys they were beating. And the funny part about the whole story is that this little boy in question, his mother, brother-in-law were from part of this group that were beating those children. So I guess it was even the one that even recognized that this particular boy were part of those children, and they went to this boy grandmother place. They took him from there. While this boy grandmother and he were doing some things at home, they took him from there, carrying him to the scene where they were beating his friend. So this little boy tried explaining himself. They could not give him chance. Even his grandmother tried defending him, but it was not easy for her. They were able to overpower her, and that was how they put her grandson among those boys, and they beat them, put them on fire, burned them alive. Can you imagine? So parents need to be very careful the kind of people, the kind of friends you allow your children to go around. Yes. And children, you all need to be very careful. You people need to listen to your parents. Because if you don't do that, it's going to put you into serious problem. I will leave you all to watch the video. Thank you.
The only offense that my son commit because he's a friend to those boys, that is why they killed him alongside with him. That is why those boys say he should be killed too. My son's name is Anthony. Oh, Anthony. So, he's in SS2. He's 16 years old. He's in SS2. Schooling in the village. Stay with my mother. After school, he helped my mother at home. On the 19th of November, 2021, around 6:30 in the evening, my mother called me that two boys went and stole from a local shop in the village. And they were beating those boys. And as they were beating the boys, so the men now said those boys they are a friend to my son, and they went to my house. My son was in the house with my mother, helping my mother. And they went and dragged my son from the house and took him to the scene when this thing happened, out of malice. And they started beating him. The small boy wanted to explain himself, and they asked him to keep quiet. He tried so many times, and they didn't allow him to explain himself, and they started beating him. They overpowered my aged mother and dragged him to the sea and started beating him alongside with the boy. When my mother was trying to struggle my son from them, they also beat my mother and tore her wrapper. They beat them and sent them out.